Here is my DC update for the week. All right, I'm going to address my last video where I talked about Walter Hamada possibly being fired, and I'm going to address that at the end of this video, but there are a few other things I want to talk about first. Let's talk about some really big casting news that came out this past week. So we've got Brendan Fraser, first of all, who is currently in Doom Patrol. You don't ever really see him, though, but he is being cast, well, he has been cast in the Batgirl movie. There are rumors that he is going to play Firefly. We know he has been cast for sure, but we don't know exactly what character he's going to be playing. That is what they have discussed. So it's rumored that he's going to play Firefly, but that has not been officially announced, just that he's in it. So we've already got the lead for Batgirl. We've got J.K. Simmons coming back, and we have Brendan Fraser. So we've got that off of the plate. Now, the next casting news is, well, it's not really casting news. It's the new Superman movie that is going to star Michael B. Jordan. Coming to HBO Max. It's going to be a miniseries as far as I know. I don't know if it's a movie or a miniseries. I don't think they've really said just yet. It is a project coming to HBO Max. But they did get the writers in place for that movie, and Michael B. Jordan will be playing Val Zod. So he is not going to be playing Clark Kent. They are not going to be replacing Superman. This is a kind of an Elseworlds type thing. It's going to be its own project, which will make a lot of people happy. The last thing before I talk about the whole Hamada thing is we had the creator or the showrunners, the people creating the Green Lantern series for HBO Max, the showrunners. The head of that, I forget the guy's name, and I'm going to start getting these people's names for these updates. I'm going to start having this all written out. I get all these stories throughout the week, and I've got it. I'm going to start giving you guys the names of these people. But the showrunners came out and said that show is still coming. It was announced several years ago, and there hasn't been a whole lot of movement on it other than a couple of casting notes. But they said the show is coming and that it is going to be epic in scope, probably the most expensive superhero show ever created, and that they know where they're going with it, and they can't wait to show people what they're going to be doing. But they told us, we have to wait and be patient. So I think 2 years is patient enough. These things may change when Discovery takes over, and that could be a part of why we have to wait. So we're going to see where that leads coming up. All right, so let's talk about Walter Hamada. Walter Hamada, that story was a false story, and I told everybody when I started that video that I could not confirm if that was true or not. But I can tell you that as big breaking news comes out, if I'm going to get a story, I am going to bring it to you guys. We'll deal with the aftermath later. 90% of what I'm going to bring you is going to be truth up front. But if there's a breaking news story, you betcha I'm going to do a video on it. And at the time, that was the big story. He has not been fired, at least not yet. He was missing from the DC fandom. He was there last year. He was not there this year. And he is not being talked about at all. So what's going to happen is when the merger happens with Discovery, he's probably out. They're not going to have anywhere for him to go. They will probably pay out his contract and he'll be gone, or they'll put him in some other position. But we already know who the head of Discovery is. And that individual has already come out, Zaslav. I don't know how you say his last name, David Zaslav. He is going to be the president of Discovery, and he already knows what they're going to do going forward. So I don't know where Walter Hamada is going to fit into that. They sound like they've got their own thing going, and Walter Hamada will be gone one way or another. And so will Ann Sarnoff, and so will Toby Emmerich. These guys will be gone. They're not going to be there or part of this anymore. But we'll see what happens when that merger takes place. But notice how nothing new has been announced. So we're going to see where this all leads. If there is breaking news this week, I will do another video if anything major comes out. Otherwise, I will see you guys here next week.